Greetings, everyone. Core here. It's time for another movie review, we'll call it now. Um, so this week, of course, by the title, I went to go see Suicide Squad, which I gotta say, for the new DC universe, I guess you could say, granted there's maybe two other movies considered in that, which is, Superman, Man of Steel, and Batman vs. Superman. Um, this being the third, granted it's interesting because this could have been just its own standalone, but they went and tied it in really well, actually, to the rest of the stories and the rest of the um, universe, to say the least. So that's pretty cool. It's kind of like I kind of want to say like a Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, granted, not as funny, but it is this group of if you don't know Suicide Squad, it's a group of bad guys. Granted, Guardians are good guys, most of them, at least half of them, to say the least. But they turn good, and Suicide Squad's a group of people that have been bad guys, with power, skills, whatever have it, um, and they kind of get blackmailed into doing these suicide missions, pretty much for the government. So they're forced to be good in a way, but still being bad all the while. But yeah, it's interesting to see if you've seen the DC animated movie Assault on Arkham. You'll kind of get a sense of what the Suicide Squad is. I think that movie is a lot better than Suicide Squad, but that movie is pretty badass, and I highly recommend it to anyone um, that wants to see this one for sure. Probably watch it after, because you'll get spoiled a little bit, like I did. But yeah. So as far as the live action movie, as far as the DC, you know, universe, it's better than not Man of Steel. I actually liked Man of Steel. Not a lot of people did, but I understood it. I liked it. I like where it went. Man of Steel is my number one for this universe. Suicide Squad is pretty close second, and Batman vs Superman is in the end, which I think it's going to be like that pretty much for the whole time, just because they missed a lot of things and it too much content, not enough time. But yeah, so Suicide Squad. It's actually funny watching this movie because there is a lot of music, and I guess that has to do with them being able to get the rights for a lot of the music, since it is Warner Brothers parent company and everything. So they could get a lot of this, copyrighted music from bands and artists and stuff like that a lot easier than any other movie, and they probably don't have to pay too much in royalties. I'm sure they do, but not as much as other movies that are outside the company. So it's pretty cool. They actually got some really good song choices. Some of the songs kind of remind me. Some of the scenes where they set up some of the characters kind of remind me of Watchmen when they're setting up some of the characters with flashbacks and they have the song playing. Because there's a couple songs that are in Watchmen that are also in here. Um, but the songs all fit really well, and it's funny because it's almost like there's montage, flashbacks, backstories for the main four, four or five of them. There's a couple of them that don't get their, flashback, which, Slipknot. I mean, everybody kind of sees what's happening with that since he's not too much in the trailers. But yeah. So music, great. I love it. All the music. Just wasn't a song I hated. All the scenes that went with it, I loved it. As far as the backstories and everything, when they introduce them, it's actually really good. It's almost original, but you've seen it before. But they pull it off really well, and I think it fits pretty well too in the whole theme of the whole movie. As far as actors, Will Smith does a really good job for Deadshot. Uh, Margaret Robbie does a really good job for Harley Quinn. She does bring a different attitude to it. Granted, it is a different, origin story for her, so you do get to see the making of Harley Quinn during this movie. As far as this Harley Quinn, it is slightly different from other Harley Quinns or the original Bruce Timm Harley Quinn, stuff like that. So there are some really cool Easter eggs, I gotta say for sure. As far as all the other actors, they do a really good job. No one did bad, really. Um, yeah, I mean, everyone did their character pretty well. I can't say anything bad about them. They all came off pretty well. Kind of wish Captain Boomerang had a little bit bigger part. He had some good fun moments, but I kind of wish he had a little bit more in there. But you have quite a few other big names kind of pushing them, off to the side. But nonetheless, everyone gets their, you know, 5 minutes of fame. Croc's pretty funny, actually. Everyone kind of has their jokes. Everyone has their moments, so it's really cool. The fight scenes are actually really good. I thought there were going to be more shaky cam, but there's actually quite a few steady shot, steady shots and camera tricks and everything that really pull off, you know, making it not feel like a generic action movie where they had to hide some of the action scenes. There's a lot of I've read that they went a lot of practical effects over CG as much as possible, so that really helped, especially with the coordination as far as the fight scenes and everything. So I like it. It was really cool. As far as the big thing, of course, is besides Harley Quinn's portrayal in this movie is the Joker. So Joker's not he's in it throughout the movie, but they're pretty short scenes, and like the music they always have playing with them, or they always have something going on, whether it be like the way that they edit it, the way that some of the lines are delivered, the music that's playing in the background. This Joker is supposed to make you feel uneasy, and they succeed because yeah, we've seen three Jokers before as far as the movies, so it's definitely another take, of course, on the Joker, and it kind of works. I kind of like it. He's definitely, he's abusive to Harley Quinn, but he's is in fact, it's like the early stages when they met, where he actually is in love with her. He actually does have feelings, so he does go through some extreme lengths to, get to her pretty much. So that's really cool to see. As far as his voice, it's a Joker voice. As far as his laugh, it's a Joker laugh. It's nothing bad. I can't say really anything bad about the Joker. But the scenes do make you feel uneasy, which I think that's what they wanted. So that if that's what I mean, I would hope that's what they wanted. But if it is, success. So yeah, more or less, it's a good movie. Go see it. It's fun. Music's good. I'm a sucker for music and some nice scenes that match it pretty well, and there's quite a few of them. It opens off with one of my favorite songs, and I think it really sets the tone for the whole movie. There is it's kind of interesting. They do have a mid-credit scene, of course. After the fancy credits, there's a mid-credit scene, and then there's the end credits, which is at the very end. There is no end credit scene. Just let you know, don't waste your time. There is a mid-credit scene, which which is completely separate from everything else. It sets up, of course, the DC universe a little bit better, and it's pretty interesting, I gotta say. And there are a couple cameos besides Batman, of course, in this movie, which is always fun to see. Like I said, this movie is full of Easter eggs. It's a fun movie. It's a good movie. Action-wise, it's really good. Character-wise, designs, everything, it works really well. This was actually a movie this summer that I was highly anticipating to see, and now that I've seen it, um, it didn't quite live up to my hype, but I had really high hopes for this one, and I'm satisfied. Definitely did not exceed my expectations, but like I said, I had really high hopes. Civil War was just amazing. That's top one this summer so far. But yeah, go see it. You'll like it. It's probably the best DC movie this year. That's kind of sad. But yeah, so next time it will be 2 weeks from today. and I will be seeing Kubo, the 2 strings. Well, Kubo and the 2 strings. And that looks good. So, till next time, guys. Later.